Let's create our first data view. A data view consists of two parts, a set of filters and a data source. A data source is responsible for providing the data to the data view. It's also responsible for filtering that data, sorting it, and applying any pagination. DataKit provides an interface that any data source should adhere to. Yes, I said any data source, because DataKit is data source agnostic, which means we can connect multiple types of data sources to our data view. Out of the box, DataKit provides a few of these data sources: an array, CSV, WordPress users, Gravity Forms, and WS Form. And we intend to expand that list of data sources in the near future. But today we will be focusing on creating a data view that shows a table of the website users with their name, their email address, and their description. Before we can register a data view, we need to make sure that DataKit has loaded. DataKit provides a DataKit loaded event that makes sure that that happened. So let's first copy this code to our plugin. Now we can create our first data view. Like we said, we're going to create a data view that shows WordPress users for the demo website. So let's first create our data source. The data source we're going to be using is called WP User Data Source. Now we can create our data view. So first up, we're going to create a data view of the table type. Every data view needs an ID so we can differentiate between data views. We're going to use this ID on our shortcodes when we are injecting the data view into our page. So let's call this one users. Next up, we need to provide the data source, which we just created. And then we need to add an array of fields. DataKit provides a bunch of field types, but today we will be just using the text field. To create a text field, we are going to call the text field class and a create method. Now every field needs two things. It needs a name and a label. The name is a reference to the field it gets from the data source, and the label is the label it's going to use on the data view in the front end. So we're going to show a list of users with their display name, their email, and their description. So first we're going to create a text field for the display name. It will have a label of name. Next up, we'll create a field for their user email, which we'll call email. And lastly, we'll create a text field that shows their description, which we'll call description. Now that our data view is ready, we need to register it with the data view manager. In order to do that, we first need to store the data view in a variable. So we'll call it data view. And then we are going to call an action hook that the WordPress plugin provides. So we're going to call do action, DataKit, data view register, and provide the data view as a second argument. Now we can show our data view on any page we want by providing a shortcode. So we'll add the data view ID is users shortcode to this page. And we use the users ID because that's the ID we provided on the data view when we created it. So now let's show the page and see what we've created. And there you have it. This is our data view. It's working because I can now search for Zach and it will filter down. I can search for Duke and it will filter down. I can sort it descending, so Zach will be on top. And I can sort ascending, so Casey will be on top. Here's our email address and our description. So it's that easy to create a data view.